Hello, my name is Vince Romo. The show that you're about to see is about Barrio Lifestyle, about being raised in the barrio, being from the barrio, the do's, the don'ts, the what's in the where's, the who's in the house. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to Barrio Driven. So today I'm here with Victor Mendez. Victor, thank you for coming on Barrio Driven. We're truly honored. We appreciate you. And before we get started, do you think you could give the audience a quick brief introduction of yourself?
Sure, sure. Thank you for having me. My name is Victor Mendez. I was known at one time as Casper. I grew up in South LA. I belong to one of the largest gangs there. Um, my lifestyle was chaotic at best and a chaos at worst. I hope that I'm able to help someone not walk in my shoes, and that's what I'm here for today.
Well, thank you, Victor. So, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about your childhood, Carnal.
Well, I am the oldest. Uh, I had two younger siblings, but I am also kind of dark, and I'm also the dark sheep of the
Dark sheep
family.
of the family, yeah.
I grew up in South LA, as I said. The gangs there are treacherous, especially in the 80s. I mean, things haven't changed that much. Um, except there's more weapons out there. But I feel that, you know what, I need to put my life story out here because to me, it matters that maybe, just maybe, man, I can save someone from living what I experienced. And if I can do that, that's all. I'm all for it.
So, how was your relationship with your mother?
Um, my mother, she was my enabler. I'll say enabler because my father was strict. They're both Mexican, old school. I'm first generation born here in Los Angeles, and we moved to South LA when I was 6 years old, and I grew up there. My mother, sometimes my father would go a little bit too hard on me, and like a mother, you know, she would pamper me. She would like, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. Um, my
What,
fa-
why do you say, let me cut you off.
yeah.
Why do you say your father would go too hard on you? So, you basically, from what I'm hearing from you,
Mhm.
is your father was the disciplinary,
Yes.
and your mother was the, like, she was the comforter, the nurturer one
Yes,
that were like, hey,
definitely.
it's going to be okay.
Mhm.
So, is it safe to say that your relationship with your mom was a good one?
Yes, I mean, towards the end, when I was out of control, I mean, especially in my ages of 14 on up, it was kind of like rough, but she was still my mother.
Yeah.
I still did a lot of things for her, but like I said, I see today that, you know what, I should have done more.
Yeah.
My father, like I said, you know what, he wanted to instill values in me. And I understand them today. I couldn't understand them then. Um, but he didn't have the
The know-how
capacity.
or the capacity.
Yeah, the capacity because of his upbringing.
Yeah. How was your father's upbringing?
Well, he was born in Mexico, so his father was rough on him, and you
Yeah.
know what? He worked hard. My mother worked hard, so they expected us to.
Work hard.
Yes, and being the oldest, I was in charge of
Your
my
siblings.
my two younger my younger brother and my younger sister. She was my sister is the youngest, and from the age of about 11, 12, 13, I was basically the babysitter.
The babysitter for the kid.
You guys don't know nothing about latchkey kids. Yeah, that was us. We got home. I made dinner. I had to clean and do all that stuff.
Do it all.
Yeah, but I was seeing my friends all running around, so I wanted to run around.
But got it, got it. Um, the fondest memory with your mom.
Oh my God. Uh,
The fondest here.
ah, she went out of the way to get me a cassette player when they first came out. Don't get me wrong. You know what? We weren't money people. They worked hard. She went and got this one speaker cassette player, and it was an off brand. But oh my God, I loved it. She gave it to me for my birthday, and man, I was the happiest person.
Wow.
I still remember that. And the sad part about it too is that about a year and a half later, I was already going out of control, and I threw the radio at her.
Oh man. Man.
I mean, I didn't throw it at her physically. I just threw it back and said, "Man, I don't need your junk."
What what caused that fight between you and your mom?
Ah, well, as I said, at that time I was already thinking that I was a grown up. I was already starting to run with the gangs and
And what barrio was this?
Florencia.
Florencia.
Yeah, and she caught me high, and she went off on me. Mind you, I mean, I got busted with weed in the house, money, because I was coming home with new stuff, and they were wondering where I was getting it from.
Take me back to that day.
That day, what happened was I was supposed to come home from school. Like I said, I was already being Casper,
Yeah.
and I came home at about 7 something, and my dad wasn't home yet either. And she asked me where I had been, that she had needed my help, and this and that. I told him, you know what, I got business to take care of. And she told me that the business that you need to take care of is right here, your family. And I go, you know what, I'll do whatever I want to do. And after that point, she just slapped me and said, "How dare I talk to her like that?" And I said, "I don't need nothing from you." And I went in the room and I was mad because in my heart, I felt that I should have defended myself, because this is the kind of mentality now that I'm developing. This is
Yeah.
the kind of beliefs now that I'm picking up. And I told her, "I don't need your effing radio." And
Yeah.
I threw it in her room. Uh, I regret that. I really, really regret that. There's so, man.
Did the radio break?
And the batteries came out, the handle broke, and then she grabbed it and she went and threw it back in my room, and then we started throwing it back and forth till we broke it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That probably broke her heart.
No, no, it probably did more than that. I mean, like I said, you know what? At that moment, the beliefs that I was picking up, the beliefs that I was starting to instill in myself,
Yeah.
um, blinded me to what really was important, and that was something that I should have known was like beyond that. That she went
Yeah.
way out of her way just to get me that radio, and I'll regret that. I, well,
Is your mom still alive? Or?
no, no, she passed away August. It's crazy because August 3rd of this year is the day that I completed 2 years out. I came home August 3rd, 2023. My mom passed away August 3rd, 2000.
Wow. Wow. What did she pass away from?
Diabetes.
Diabetes.
Uh, she started losing body parts, and
Wow.
yeah,
I'm sorry, Kanan. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
Well, she's in a better place now, and
yeah,
and,
yeah.
and I'm sure that she's proud of you for coming on here and sharing your story.
Well, that's one of the reasons that I see myself today who I am, because of her. I say that because all the stuff that I put her through, and she was still there.
Wow. It's a mother's love, Kanan.
That's it.
Let's jump over to your father.
Hmm.
Now, from what you said already, that your relationship with your father wasn't an easy one.
Hmm. Very true.
Um,
Um,
if there was a memory, if you could give me the fondest memory of your father, that'd be great. But I also want to hear the most painful memory of your father.
ah, okay, the fondest. You know what? I got a couple of them, but if if I had to pick one, I'd say it was the day that me and him were living in Tijuana. My father, like I said, my mom was born here, but my dad was getting his papers together, and we didn't have nothing to eat.
Wow.
We really literally like we didn't we didn't have nothing to eat, and I remember that he gave me the last of the beans and the last of these. I don't know if anybody knows what galleta Marias are. Um, he gave them to me, you know. Um,
So instead of him eating them,
yeah, 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 of
you know,
course.
and that's what parents, that's what we do, you know, that's what a father or a mother's supposed to do. They put themselves to the side for the children. Well,
Hmm.
that's what parents, good parents, supposed to do.
Yeah, yeah,
Unfortunately, we don't. There's a lot of not good parents in this world. But
yeah.
tell me, so that shows right there. That tells me your father did love you.
No,
Yeah,
there is no doubt that the man loved me. It's just that
he was
I
tough on you.
understand. Yeah, no, I understand. He shows love today. He understands more today than he did back then. Back then, like I said, he didn't comprehend you know, okay, you're doing good, mijo. You're
Yeah.
this and that. I never got that from him. The only time he came at me was when I was screwing up.
Wow.
It's like, you know what? But that's the way that he figured that he needed to teach me. Like I said, I don't have no animosities towards my father. I got my father alive today. My father's still alive, and
That's a blessing.
no, definitely. I just seen him yesterday. As far as the worst thing, the worst uh, the worst thing that me and him, we actually got into a fight.
So you fought your father.
I was 15 years old and I thought I owned the world. And I decided to swing on this man, and this man beat my ass. No, he did. You know what? Uh, we talked about it before, and he told me he was sorry. I go, how can you be sorry?
Yeah.
I was never supposed to raise my hand against you.
Yeah.
This you are my no matter what, you are my father, and like I said, that's the way it is. Um, Being that he's my father, he's not my biological father either. He
Oh
is
wow, he's not.
no,
Oh wow.
he's raised me since I was a year old. So to me,
That's your father.
it's my father.
Yeah, that is your father. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Wow.
But like I said, through good, through bad, he's been
That's right. That's right. Um, how old were you when you first started getting in trouble?
there. 4 years old.
4 years old.
4 years old. I'm gonna tell you the story that I made my mom my crimey. So before we moved to South LA, we used to stay in North Hollywood with my grandmother.
Yeah.
Um, One day I wanted a Tonka truck.
Okay.
So my mom had came back from work, had picked me up from my aunt's house, and we
Yeah.
were going to my grandmother's house. Um, we stopped off at a Thrifties. They don't even exist no more.
Yeah.
Uh, so we go in. I don't know if you guys ever seen these big old. colorful purses made out of like plastic, and they used to stuff them with sweaters and other stuff.
Yeah, I was talking about. Yeah,
So I decide that I want this Tonka truck.
yeah.
So we go into Thrifty's. She's getting something. I grab the bag and I take it into the toy aisle. Open up the box, put the Tonka truck, and then put sweaters on it.
Oh shoot.
And then I start dragging the bag. Because think about it, these are Tonka trucks. These are
Yeah,
real heavy metal Tonka trucks.
yeah.
But here I am, 4 years old, pulling this
Tonka
bag.
truck.
We get to the cash register. My mom starts paying, and she goes and grabs her purse. I can't understand to this day how she didn't know that this thing was in there. And then she wants to grab the bag once we're getting walking, and I don't let her. I grab the bag like I'm gonna help her. And I remember the cash register saying, "Oh, how
How
cute
cute.
he wants to help his
Yeah,
mommy."
yeah.
The only thing I wanted was my
Was your
Tonka
toy?
truck.
Yeah.
So we get to my grandmother's house, which was just maybe a half a block down. Um, they go in and they're talking. I grab the bag. I go, and by the time my mom gets to the bedroom, I'm playing on my taco
With
truck,
your truck.
and my mom looks at me like, "Where
Did you get
the?"
that?
So I told her I bought it. I bought it.
Yeah.
So that was my earliest
Of
memory of me starting down that path. Eventually, I would get caught for shoplifting, um, but that's the way it
it started
started.
basically
Yeah,
at 4 years old. Um, how old were you when you first started hanging around with your barrio?
11,
11?
11 years old. As I said, I moved to South LA when I was 6. I started going to school there. At the time, South LA was majority African Americans.
Yeah.
So the school where I went to, mind you, I had already gone to school in North Hollywood, and I had seen kids over there, but they were all different kinds of kids. Over here, all I seen was Mexicans and African Americans.
Yeah.
So they would chase us sometimes. They would fight. I would get my ass kicked, or I would kick somebody's ass.
So you were always fighting with. It
Yeah,
was always
getting
the
in
black and
trouble.
the.
This is where capital punishment still ruled,
Yeah.
where the teachers would get a swat. You would
Wow.
get swatted. But out of that group, that's how I met my future homeboys. They were my friends at the time, but their brothers were gang members
From the neighborhood
from the
already.
neighborhood
From the
already.
neighborhood already.
And I used to go to their house sometimes, walk through the alley. They used to hang around in the alley, and I started having my first contact with the gang. I started seeing them. I started seeing the girls. I started seeing that these guys were like, oh man, these guys are getting away with whatever they want to.
Yeah.
They do whatever. Everybody's afraid of them. Oh man, this is cool.
Yeah.
Um, and that's how I began. That's how I began to have contact with
Cool.
them.
How old were you when you? Well, how old were you when you first got into your barrio?
I was 13.
13 years old when you got into your barrio.
Yes.
How? And second question: how old were you when you first had a firearm, and how did that make you feel?
Well, before I had a firearm, um, I had a firearm, but I didn't even get to use it. As a matter of fact, I thought I got burned. But even before that, I don't know if you guys know, back in the days before guns and all that, they used to have screwdrivers, knives, little
Yeah.
chains, and that was my first weapon. I had a screwdriver, and I actually I did stab him. I did stab somebody, but he basically stabbed himself more than I stabbed him.
Really?
Yeah. So one morning I'm going to school. Um,
And how old are you at this time?
I'm 12.
Okay, 12.
I'm going to school, and I walk by my alley. There's an alley by my house, and there's a guy that hangs around from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
He knows who I am because he's seen me at the alley, and there's three African Americans trying to jump him, three Crips,
Yeah.
and he tells me, "Hey, homie, back me up! Don't let them know," you know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Oh, okay. So here I go in,
Yeah.
and like I said, at this time I'm carrying a ugly, ugly black and orange screwdriver. I don't know if you guys ever seen those ugly cheap. I mean, they're basically throwaway screwdrivers.
Yeah.
So I got it in my back pocket, and I walk in. I drop my folder, and one of the morenitos goes, What are you gonna do, you little
Yeah.
punk?"
Yeah.
And so I go to my back pocket. Now I know I got a screwdriver.
Yeah.
So when he sees me do this, he does the same. So now I'm thinking, okay, well, if I got a screwdriver, I'm almost sure
He's got
he's got a
something.
screwdriver.
Yeah.
So when he lunges at me, I pull out the screwdriver and I basically do a fence move, just
Like that. Yeah.
and he
Went right into it.
ran right into. So he basically, I just got scared. I'm not going to bullshit,
Yeah.
but I can't show that because this is supposed to be somebody that I'm trying to
Trying to.
impress,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to build that, that confidence that I can be trusted.
Yeah.
So he impales himself, and then don't get me wrong, the second time I swing at him, I get him on his arm, but I don't stab him. I just scratch him.
Yeah.
Well, while this is happening, he hits somebody. This guy runs. Point in, they ran. So he tells me, come on, let's go kick it at that. I said, I'm scared. No, no, I'm gone. I'm gone.
Yeah.
I grab my stuff and I go to school, and I'm in school expecting the cops to show up and call me. A
Yeah.
couple of days go by, nothing happens. So I said, okay, I got away with it. I was like, man, the little homies were my friends. We're not homeboys yet. They know about it. It's like, hey man, yeah, yeah. Finally, maybe about 2 3 weeks later, he's at the spot, and I pull up, and he makes a big old thing, and everybody like, yeah, patting me on the back, and I'm
You,
like, yeah, I could do this. This is all it takes. This is like, man, I could do this.
yeah.
This is doable.
Yeah.
You know.
You thought you had found that answer.
Oh,
Being
like I said,
accepted right there at that
yeah,
point.
yeah. The way he made, because supposedly this is my older homeboy. The guy couldn't been more than 16 years old,
Yeah.
but he's my older homeboy,
Yeah.
and then he's got weight, and
Yeah.
everybody's like, yeah, that's right, you're gonna be a good homie, this and that. A year later, I would join the
The
neighborhood.
barrio.
Um, the question you asked about weapons,
Yes.
um, it would be about, yeah, about a year, no, less than a year later. Uh, we break into a house. I'm the lookout. I got the shopping cart and I got a blanket, and we're taking stuff out of the people's house.
Yeah.
Well, the homeboy came out with a Sony boombox and a 22 rifle. So we take it to the guy's house,
Hmm.
and he had gold, he had money and stuff. So we start splitting stuff up. So I want the rifle. He said, "No, no, I was inside the house. I did the." So I said, "Well, give me the boombox,"
Yeah.
and I got the boombox. About 4 days later, go by, and his mom busts him with the rifle. So he says that my dad was taking us rabbit hunting, and then he had lent them the rifle to keep. And I don't know how they bought this story, man. That she called, and I had my homeboy's brother answer and act like my dad. Oh yeah, this and that. He goes, no, I didn't want him. I don't want him with the rifle. You need to come and pick up the rifle. So when I went and picked up the rifle. He says, "Well, give me the boombox." I said, "Okay, man." So I give him the boombox. He gives me the rifle. I got the rifle. I wrap it up in a plastic bag. I put it under the house. I got a box of bullets,
Yeah.
and I got everything stashed under the house.
Yeah.
Um, about 2 3 months go by. One night, I decide my parents ain't home. I'm gonna go try this rifle. So I go out in the back in the alley, jump my fence. 2 fences away is the alley. I jump those 2 fences and I go shoot up the rifle. Oh man, I thought it was the greatest thing. I go put it away and
Yeah.
everything. Said if anything ever happens, I'm going to be down and this and that. Well, sure enough, later on, drive by happens where the homeboys are at and we're at. Um, As a matter of fact, this is the first time that I've heard about drive-bys, but this is the first time me and my other homeboy um, see a drive-by, and they're like, it strained him out, but it didn't strain me out. I ran towards it. He ran away from it.
So, and how old were you when you first saw this drive-by happen?
13.
13.
I just joined the neighborhood. I
Just joined the neighborhood.
just joined the neighborhood. Just joined it about maybe about not even a month. Not even a month.
Did anybody get hit at that drive-by?
No, nobody got hit.
You
We
just
knew,
saw it.
yeah, no, because I was under punishment. I jumped out the window. I go to the party. I tell my homeboy, look, I got some weed. Let's go over here. Let's go smoke some weed across the street. And we're smoking weed. Next thing you know, we see this car pull up. Uh, the dudes rail out their neighborhood and start shooting into the backyard of where the party's at.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened. They didn't hit nobody. I was like, damn. So then the homeboys, everybody left because the sheriffs came and they ran everybody off. So
Yeah.
we gathered back at the alley, and they were talking about going to do it. So I'm trying to be, like I said, I'm newer to the neighborhood, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to put in
Your work.
my work.
Yeah.
Get stripes. His brother says, no, 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 no. So I tell him, look, let me go, because the other guy, come on, okay, wait till the homies come back and I'll let them know. So when they came back, the homie said, "Nah, nah, this we got to take care of this and this because they shot it at it." So they asked me, and I was like, "I want to go. I want to go."
Yeah.
Nah, nah, just man, look, we already know you a down little homie. Just all right, come on. So we went to my house and I waited at my homeboy's his house, which is my homeboy's brother, and they never came back. So I'm thinking these guys burned me, and I'm
Yeah.
pissed off. The next day I'm calling them, nah, nah, nothing. Late, that's next day, they call. His brother calls from the sheriff's station. They got busted.
Oh wow.
So they got busted, but were so they never recovered weapons, but they were chasing the car.
Yeah.
So they got all three guys in there. Well, it was four guys, I think. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, at least I didn't get burned. I thought, because I thought
Yeah.
at that point, I thought, okay, these guys, but it ended up that they ended up getting caught. They did time, but they never got because there was.
Right on.
Um,
So this is all going on. You're 13. When do you get busted for something serious?
um, 2 weeks after I turned 18. Before that, my first time going out to do something, I was 14. That was the first time I actually went out and did something.
And what did you go do?
I went and shot at somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that make you feel?
Shit, when the dude that I went with had the reputation of being that guy. So when he says, "Hey man, I heard you got jumped, this and that," he goes, "You let's go take care of business."
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm thinking that because he's got the reputation, that he's the one that's going to do it.
Yeah.
Not knowing that when we get to his car and he starts telling me, the first thing he tells me, don't tell nobody this and this. If they ever ask you, this is what we got. Gives me gives me the basically the uniform, sarap and a baseball cap,
Yeah.
and here's a shotgun. And he explained what I was supposed to do, and I did absolutely everything backwards. I did it. I like he says, don't put it in the trigger and keep pumping because it's gonna keep pump, shoot, pump, shoot, pump, shoot. Yeah, I at that point, like I said, when I got to the car and he started running this to me, that's when it dawned on me that, oh shit, I'm the one that's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Then driving to the spot, he goes, I know I'm gonna do it. This is the way we're gonna do it. You're gonna get off. You're gonna, remember everything. I remember everything to detail. Even today, when I left Corcoran, when I paroled, the song that started it is with the song that I ended it. It's a song by Sap, and that's the way it started, and that's the way it ended.
That's the way it ended. You did. Now, you got busted for murder, right?
Yes,
First degree murder.
first degree.
Tell me about what happened that night.
Well, the night that this murder took place, I wasn't even there.
You weren't
I,
there.
I didn't commit the murder. I had absolutely nothing to do with that murder. That murder extends from, I don't know who was beefing with them,
Yeah.
because I don't know if you remember, more or less at that time the homies were having a ceasefire on everything in Los Angeles with the homeboys.
So this was in the 90s then.
Yes.
Okay, 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I remember.
So it's a ceasefire.
Yeah.
The only people that are getting whacked on is people that are not complying.
Yeah.
The neighborhood that they got killed, their homeboy got killed, they were complying. They were complying. They weren't going against the grain. They were complying. Um, I'm gonna say what I believe happened, but that's just my theory. As to how I got convicted simply because, like I said, in 1988, I was also involved
In a different murder.
in another gang related shooting.
Okay.
And on that one, I walked. I beat it because they identified my car and they said that I had done the shooting, but I didn't do the shooting. Somebody else that was with us did the shooting.
But they were trying to charge you with it.
Well, they charged me with it.
Yeah.
I was fighting it.
Yeah.
I was fighting it and I was fighting it. But when it came out to the end, where they screwed themselves off was that they found the murder weapon, they had my car, and they had supposedly me and my other homeboy. They were trying to pin this on.
Yeah.
They cut us loose after they find the guns. When I go try to get my car out of the impound, they arrest me for that murder. Then, while I'm fighting this almost a year, they come and try to make me plead guilty to that gun charge. And I'm telling them that's the same gun that's being charged with at this court for this murder.
Yeah.
So they found out that they were trying to set me up.
Wow.
So I ended up getting convicted for accessory after the fact, aiding and abetting a known felon. The police station that did that was Noon. I don't know if you guys know who Noon Crash and all them were.
Yeah.
They were one of the dirtiest.
Yeah.
But I skated. Well, those detectives vowed. He goes, "You'll be back. You're not walking on the next one."
Wow.
They told me. They just straight up said, "You're gonna get caught sooner or later, or whatever."
Yeah.
I walked.
No sweat off
Are
your
you
back.
crazy? Are you crazy? I'm King Kong now. Now I'm King Kong. I'm doing all this, and by this time, I've already been busted. Gun charges, robbery. The robbery extended from me driving a stolen car that the homeboys were at a nightclub. They jumped these dudes from 18, took their car, brought the car. I seen the car, and I told the homeboy, "I'm gonna get the sound system. I'm gonna go sell the rims, and I'm gonna go sell the car. Don't trip. I got you."
Yeah.
And I took off, and it didn't work out because as soon as I hit the corner, sheriffs were all over. I run, I get away for about 2 blocks, and then they catch me and whoop my ass.
Wow.
But the dude that got robbed, when he came and when they did the lineup, because remember back then they used to put you in the lineup. Is this the guy? Is that the
Yeah.
guy? He says, "That's not the guys. It was me and my other homeboy." They said, "That's not them. That's not them."
Which was good for you.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still in my jacket.
Yeah.
You said what was the first thing I got popped for? The first thing I ever got popped for was for a 38 special,
38 special.
and it was in my homeboy's car. It was my homeboy's car. His Bible was in the car. I'm sitting in the front. The gun is inside the dash on top of the glove box. And the cops find it, and whose gun is it? This and that. You know how it works.
Of course.
Nobody is.
Nobody is. Nobody's. It's just.
The car owner said, "Hey, I just bought the car about 2 months ago. I didn't know this and that." So the cops. By this time, the cops, like I said, since the age that I started doing stuff,
yeah.
now I'm being recognized, and now they know
Who you are.
we are.
Yeah.
And our way, get up, Casper. Is your gun, man? It's your gun, man. And they were right. It was my gun.
Wow.
That was my first gun. But if you remember, back in those days, it was
Yeah.
don't have a gun.
Yeah.
And I went to the station. They gave me a ticket. Went to court, and they said, "Okay, summary probation."
Wow.
4 months later, picked up another gun.
Yeah.
Same way. I'm gonna say where the table's at. The second table.
Yeah.
That's how far the gun is under a trash can on top of a paper bag.
Wow.
And we're sitting here at the park bench. It's about five, no, maybe about four of us. And out of the four of us, it's your gun.
And it
And
was. It was your gun.
it
It
was
was
my
your
gun.
gun.
I'm not gonna lie, it was my gun.
Dang. Well, I mean, if I would have known you back in the day, I would have went to you for a gun.
You know, but you know, back then it was easy. But
oh yeah, most definitely. Things have changed so much.
yes, yes,
Let me ask you this. Even though we kind of like fast forward a little bit, I want to go back for one moment.
yeah.
Tell me, okay, your first time being incarcerated. Were you fearful at all? Did it give you a high? Did it give you, and I've heard it all. I've heard people say they were scared. I heard people say they were going in like, hey, what's up, homie? You know what I'm saying? They didn't care, so I've heard a little bit of everything.
Uh,
How was your first night?
like I said, the first time I went to the substation. Like I said, I got my ass whooped by my dad. After that, I made sure that I didn't get caught. But
Yeah.
if I did get caught, you know what? It was okay. First time, he didn't, because like I said, I didn't do no juvenile time, no YA time. I went straight to big boy
Yeah.
jail. 2 weeks after 18, the gun. So in my mentality, I'm still the gang banging.
Yeah.
So there's dudes in there from 18. And I'm like, man, this is. That's when the older homie's like, hey, no.
What are you doing?
We don't play these kids game here.
Yeah.
Everybody right here, you see that black guy, that's your enemy. See that white guy, that's your enemy.
Yeah.
Anybody else, right here, we don't play that 18.
We
And,
don't play that.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know all this and all that. No. So I was like, man, what the hell?
Everything that you had known was to, I'm saying, hey, well, these are my enemies. This is who I'm going after.
Yeah.
And you try to do that when you're incarcerated and you're like, hey,
Yeah.
they let
So
you
I
know
didn't know.
really how things
Now,
go.
not just that, this is what's going on. So I'm thinking, okay, I got to go in there and I got to show them that, you know what, I'm not a punk. I'm not
Yeah.
scared. I got to represent. Truthfully, it's the first time I'm going to the county jail and I'm watching all this. You know how it is.
Yeah.
You get into the reception area. Okay, everybody's stripped,
Yeah.
butt naked.
Yeah, exactly. Butt naked. Yeah.
And you're like,
You're like, Arale, what's going on here?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, wait. What do you mean? Yeah, butt naked.
Yeah.
And from that point on, it's like, oh man, this is a trip. And scared, yes. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm not understanding what's going on because when I first got to the substation, like I said, there was a guy there from Carnales. Yeah, I think Carnales. I think he was Carnales or Clanton. I don't know. We don't get along.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to, and that's when one of the other OGs like, hey, no, right here you don't play that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, how many times you? Okay. I'm gonna be the good homie, and I'm gonna show you how things are done until we run into one of your homeboys that I can pound
Yeah.
you off on, and then you're on your way, or we get somebody else to teach you.
Yeah. So that was an eye opener for you because
You
you
did,
didn't.
yeah.
Did you feel at that time like, wait a minute, I'm in here because of things that you've done for your barrio,
Mhm.
and now
Did I think it was backwards? Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you.
Yeah, of
Exactly. Where
course.
you're like, hey, what's going on here? You're like, hey,
Yeah,
this is why I'm here, and now that I'm here,
yeah,
you stop. Hold up.
yeah,
Wait a minute.
yeah. No, I definitely felt like that. Um, I think everybody does that. I mean, when you're,
Yeah.
but I mean, scared, because you're trying to show that you're not a punk, but now they're telling you this. Okay, so how are they gonna know that I'm this guy,
Yeah.
or? So yeah, it was a awakening
An eye opening.
experience. Yeah,
What was the worst thing that you saw while incarcerated?
that time. Mm,
And I'm talking about no, your whole
oh no,
incarceration.
the
The worst thing that you had ever seen.
man,
Tell me. Let us have it.
man.
This is Barrio Driven, brother.
The stabbings, they're vicious, especially in the level fours. Um, as I said, my life has been a criminal. I went to prison twice for supposedly uh, uh, being a tough guy, but in reality, all it was level one, level two possession per sale, 16 months. But I had been to the pinta, so I come home and I'm thinking like, yeah, yeah, I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Shit happens, little riots happen. A couple of stabbings. I'd never seen them, but they stabbed the dude on the next tier or whatever. But when you hit a level four and you're there, and when you walk until that level four, you feel the tension. It's in the air. You feel it. There is no way around it, bro. You feel it, and when you see people getting worked on, and when I mean worked on, they're stabbing. You don't stop. You're not gonna get off that dude until that gunner shoots, and he might shoot you or he might shoot the guy that you're stabbing. I've seen it happen. I've seen this white boy get his head blown up and he was the victim. He was getting stabbed.
Wow.
And I've seen it the other way where the guy is stabbing him. And I mean, this dude, I don't know if he got lucky or he aimed for that dude's hand, but he basically blew three of his fingers off. Yeah. So I don't know if he was lucky that the shot just landed there or he aimed for it, but I seen it. These are level four yards. These yards are no joke. And that's just the officers doing that. That's not the inmates where, I mean,
What
the inmates,
what are I mean, I'm sure the majority of our audience, you know, knows exactly things that happen in prison. But for let's just say there's a youngster out there that don't really know what exactly everything that happens in prison, man. Everything.
oh, well, the first thing you got to do is if you're a gang member, you're automatically obligated, automatically. Whatever neighborhood you're from, it don't make a difference if you're a double S, OC, IE, uh, SVS, San Gabriel, whatever. You get there, you're going to need to prove that you are who you say you are. You are a homeboy. And it's most likely that within the next few days, you're going to get a weapon. And it's most likely that you're going to be either asked to carry this weapon to yard. And the only way, most likely, that you're going to be able to carry these weapons out to yard is if you hide them. And the only place you can hide a good weapon like that is you put it up your rectum, and you got to go. And like I said, this is just prison. This is not county jail because by county jail you've already started because if you end up in a gang module or you end up even on GP, you're still going to be able to handle. You're going to be able to handle weapons and hurt people that you can't ask. As I said, your trip is going to start in the county jail. The weapons are going to still be there, and I believe that if you could survive LA County Jail, you could barely basically survive anywhere. The thing is, you gotta be ready not to ask questions. If you ask questions from the person that's giving you the orders, you're gonna have repercussions because at that point, it's most likely that you're You're a nobody. You need to show us who you are, and things are going to progress from that point on. Understand that you know what you believe that you did out here, and what you believe that you've earned out here, pretty much means nothing until you earn it now in there. You got to put in the work. You got to make sure that people understand that you are a shark amongst sharks. Remember that this is a cesspool where everybody in there is willing to put their line on the line, put their life on the line. And they want to make sure that you're going to do this.
Would you say, what do you believe is worse, prison or county?
Well, from what I hear now, the county has changed a lot. I know that when I went in, we were able to run all over the county. Now they're more um, escorts and more controlled.
Yeah,
But even with that, everybody says you don't hit somebody or do something in front of the man. When somebody's wanted, when you are ordered to hit this person, and
yeah.
that is the only time you're going to get, you're going to do it. You're going to do it, or you're going to get dealt with. Understand that, as I just said a few minutes ago, it's a cesspool. It's a cesspool of sharks that are looking for the first sign of blood so everybody can pounce on.
Um, do you, through everything that you've been through, and we still haven't even got to, you know, as we said, you were incarcerated for 30 years,
Mhm.
um, for first degree murder. Um, do you have any regrets in your life, man? Or do you not have any regrets? Are you like,
No, the regrets are there. The regrets, like I talked about earlier about my mom. I mean, when my mom passed away, I was on the level 4. The only way that I knew how to deal with pain or with that type of emotion was if I'm in pain, if I'm hurting, somebody else has got to hurt.
yeah,
That's the only way that I know how to do it. That was the only way that I believed that it was supposed to be done. Regrets, yes, there's a lot of regrets. Um, I missed all my kids' life, missed it. They grew up without me. I was fortunate that their mom was half decent and did the right thing and was able to keep them away from the crap or to follow in my footsteps. Um, the
how,
biggest regret, yeah,
no, 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 go, no, go, no, I'm sorry.
the biggest regret that I have, as I said, is that I wasn't able to show my mother the person that I became today. Unfortunately for me to be the person that you hear in front of you, to see the sitting here in front of you today is because I actually had to go lose everything. Don't get me wrong. I sat in there and I survived and I went through it, but it wasn't me. In reality, because of who I am today, I believe there's a higher power that kept me alive all them years, all them times I got shot at, all them times I got chased, all them times I got away from the cops, all them times I got away from everything. It was that higher power that did that. It wasn't me. And the person that sits here in front of you today uh, will admit that. Um, the last, how I became to that change, it would be April 7, 2015, sitting in West Valley Detention Center in San Bernardino. I picked up a case in Chino of possession for sales, and I was looking at another 12 years on top of my life. I took it all the way to the box. And the reason I did that is because a few months before I got caught with the map to the fence line, they had found dope cell phones, which were, you know, but it's because of that day that I went into that cell and I laid down. I ate my peanut butter. And you've been to
Yeah.
West Valley. Your lunch consists of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
I fell asleep and I asked God, "Is this the way it's going to end?" And I fell asleep. Now, mind you, when I did my murder trial, it was a 3 day jury that came back and convicted me. We finished by lunch, was in the cell downstairs, and before the end of the day, they called me back upstairs. They said they got a decision. I thought for sure I had 12 years coming. I thought for sure there was no way that they were going to believe in ex-con because I actually testified this time. But like I said, by the grace of my higher power, God, they found me not guilty.
Wow.
The map, the dope that they were trying to charge me with and trying to connect everything together went away. 2 days before I went back to Chino, I woke up in the middle of the night with hearing my mom's voice. I heard my mother's voice playing. She called my name. I woke up, I looked around, Sally was asleep, and I just like, I didn't know. And I broke down. I'm not, you know what, I'm not ashamed to say I broke down. I broke down and I cried silently. And I came to realize that I needed to do a real, because I had done plenty of inventories while I was sitting in the shoes or when I went to the hole and I thought that, you know what, I was doing good. But that day changed my life forever. And from that point on, I hate saying trying because I know what I'm capable of. And when I set my mind and my heart, I could do things. And that's why the way I carry my life today. But I carry it because of him.
So you actually heard your mom's voice.
I heard my voice. It had to have been sometime about two something because I know that I heard the guard already came and did a check, and they used to come at 2 o'clock, and I was falling back asleep, and I heard my name, Victor, Victor. And I thought maybe it was a guard that came back or something, but when I started replaying and I was like, oh man, what the? I started looking around, started looking around, and I realized that it was her.
Your mom.
And the reason that that came about also, my older sister, um, she used to go visit me in Chino twice a week. I mean, she was 15 minutes. She used to take my daughters and my dad, my brother. She was trying to make me understand that they needed me home.
Yeah.
And yet I wasn't ready to go home because I was doing things on the yard. I was still dealing, I was still doing stuff that I wasn't supposed to. So when I ended up in West Valley and she found out why, she cut me off.
Wow.
Or I spent 14 months in West Valley. For 9 of those months, she didn't come around. She didn't talk to me. She was disgusted with me. And when I convinced my dad to bring her and to plead with her that I wanted to talk to her, she told me what was wrong with me. She said, "What the F is wrong with you?"
What did you tell her when she asked you that?
I just told her that, you know what? I didn't like being a burden to them. They didn't put me in here.
Yeah.
I did it myself. So I should be responsible enough to do whatever I need to do
Yeah.
to survive. And that's when she told me. So why are you bringing us along? Why are you stringing us this way? You can ask me for help. Ask me. She
Yeah.
goes, I can't give you
Yeah.
what you get in there, but I can at least help you and you can come home.
Let me ask you, even though you guys can't see, because you guys can hear and you guys could, I'm sitting right next to this man. And I've noticed when you talked about your sister right now, I noticed that when you talked about your mother, talked about your father, I've noticed you got an emotional.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
sitting here right next to you, you know. Um, it, you know, I definitely would say if you were able to go back, would you change your life completely, or would you stay on the route, or would you, are you, you
Um,
know,
I had to talk to my son about that. My son asked me that, and me and you had this
yeah,
discussion not too long ago. And it's for you guys. I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of the butterfly effect. If you change one thing, it's going to change everything else.
yeah,
And I've said that if I could go back and keep my kids, I'd do it. I would change everything completely, especially now knowing how my life has come to this point. Because I would be at this point at the beginning because now I know what I need to do. But if it means losing my kids, I can't. I can't. It's unfortunate that, you know what, everybody wants the easy way out. I took the easy way out. I had the money, I had the drugs, I had the reputation, and everything I wanted. Easy. But in the long run, it was a long, long run. It was a long run of 30 years.
yeah,
And so, no, no, no. That's why, like I said, today, I hope that somebody gets this message and understands that, you know what? Your mother, your father, your family that is right there, right now, at the end, they're the ones that are only going to be there. You might have one or two homies that look out for you, but they're going to look out for you very scarce. Um, your family will never leave you.
yeah, exactly. You know, if you ever heard, they say that, there ain't no hood like fatherhood because it's our families.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's our mothers, our brothers, our
Yeah.
abuelas, our children. You have children. How many children do you have?
Uh, I had six. A year before she wasn't biologically my blood, but I also raised her until I went to prison. So
What happened to her?
COVID,
COVID, and she
COVID killed
passed.
her.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I'm
she
sorry to
she
hear
had
that.
asthma, and she got sick, and she passed away a year before I came home.
Wow. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that, man. That must uh that must be hard. Not being able to have that relationship that you were about to have,
Yeah,
and have her taken away.
yeah, no, no, it is because you know what? Like I said, she wasn't my biological daughter, but she was my daughter.
Yeah, of course, she is your daughter. Um, so as I said, you got busted for 30 years for first degree murder.
Hmm.
Can you take me to that night and exactly what happened that night?
Okay, so like I said, I'm only gonna speculate because of what's on the transcripts.
Yeah.
According to them, we pulled up on a group of five five members of a rival gang.
Hmm.
It was only two people in the car, supposedly me and I was a shooter, and the driver. I pulled out a handgun and I opened fire. Uh, how it started with my homeboy supposedly getting jumped or stabbed. The guy that started it saying that we did it said that on the night of the shooting, I approached a group of youngsters at the park. I pulled up in my car, got off, approached the group, and said, "Hey, man, what are we gonna do about the homie getting stabbed?" and that somebody didn't want to go. And I told me, you know what, you guys are a bunch of fucking this and that. You guys
Yeah.
are gonna go. We're gonna go handle this. I'm gonna show you how it's done. You know. And supposedly I talked three other people into going. The youngster that used to sell for me, there was a youngster named they call him his the real name is wasn't the name that they were giving him. His name was totally the opposite. And we jumped in the car. We drove over to South Park from Bethune Park, which is less than maybe about a mile and a half at that. And I told this guy to go here, go here, go here. I told him to turn down 51st from Avalon. As we pulled up, I told him to slow down, and I opened up. There were, like I said, out of five people, they said that they heard 5 to 6 shots. Um, Only one bullet was recovered at the scene, the one that was inside the victim, and one shell casing. No other shell casings, no other bullets. And mind you, these guys were all sitting by the edge. When we go over there, I'll show you where, by the edge of this driveway on a Cadillac. So I don't care. And the shooting couldn't be no further than that table. Couldn't have been further than that table. Now, mind you, like I said, I know the area. I know them. I've been on that area. So yeah. So we did the shooting. Supposedly we start going off as we're pulling off. One of their homeboys pulls up. They tell them that we just shot at them. Supposedly they chase us. And after they chase us for a couple of blocks. And then supposedly the driver pulls out a gun and the guy stops chasing us. A month later, they go to 60% Avalon. That's where I used to sell drugs. And they searched my car thoroughly, recovered nothing, and they take me into custody. The homicide detectives come and question me and start playing the good guy, bad guy, the routine, which I knew very well. But just like I said earlier, on the 1988 homicide, um, the guy that said that he would get that the next time he wouldn't walk, he's now the chief for the gang crash unit.
Unit.
And he's been coming in. He says, "You're not walking from this one." And I didn't. I spent the next 30 years in prison. Um, you know what? I feel sad because I got out. I got out. I went home. Um, my manipulation is something that we as gang members are really good at when it comes to dealing with certain things. A lot of the manipulation that I did in my past was for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
For, I'll say what it is, for evil. Because I poisoned neighborhoods. I went and sold drugs to people. I enticed people to go do exactly what I did that night with supposedly the youngsters to go and do these shootings. Um, there's a picture of a couple of people that that I am responsible for leading them in that lifestyle. That today is a burden that I carry because you know what? Two of them are dead. Um, the other one was with me before I came home, and he went home and he passed away from an aneurysm. Um, Two of them are still locked up. I influenced them. We fed off each other. This is what you are going to encounter when you live this lifestyle. This lifestyle is, like I said, chaotic.
Yeah. So right now we're gonna be going to, as you guys know, this is one thing that makes our show very different. We hit the streets. We're gonna go to his old barrio. We're gonna go to his childhood home. Is that where you're gonna be taking us to?
Yes.
And we're also gonna go to the scene of that murder that took place on that night that led him to
according to them, my victim, and as I was about to say, that you know what, I feel sad and I manipulated my way home because you know what, today it kills me to know that his mom thinks that I killed her son and that I can't tell her that you know what, I really did it. And it's something that's hard. It's hard because you know what, she deserves more than that. She should have deserved more from the officers that investigated and pinned this murder on me. They should have. And you know what, it doesn't make a difference. I took responsibility for it. And you know what, today when I live, I don't just live for me, I also live for my victim. Even though I didn't do it, he's still a victim because
yeah.
as long as I promoted, pushed, and encouraged that lifestyle, it doesn't make a difference whether I pull the trigger or not. They're my victims. They are my victims.
And you know what, to the individual that has passed away, to his family, you have our sincerest condolences. I pray that God be with each and every one of you guys, from his mother, his father, because we know, I mean, he was a son.
He was a
You know,
son,
he might have been a brother,
brother.
brother, exactly, maybe
No,
an
he had
uncle.
brothers. That I do know. Like I said, I know he mother, dad, brothers. Like I told the board, the ripple effect when you do something like that, and the insanity. And I'll say insanity because I lived it. I could be at somebody's wake, see his family go through all this pain, and yet rationalize it in my head that I was gonna go out and do something to that neighborhood, to that gang member that belonged to that neighborhood. Just seeing that in
Yeah.
reality, I wasn't just doing it to him, I was doing it to his whole family. That's the insanity of it.
If you could tell his mom something, what would it be? And if you would tell her something, would you look into that camera and tell her?
Miss Arellano, like I said, even though I didn't do it, I'm still, your son is still my victim. I'm sorry. I am truly sorry that the word doesn't even describe how I really feel today. I will live today, not just for me, but for your son. The deeds that I do today, the good deeds that I do today, they're not mine. They are your sons. Because it is because of him losing his life that I am the man that I am today. And I hope that one day, if you ever, any family member comes up and asks me, I will definitely talk to them. I would definitely let them know. And most importantly, to his mom, there's, I mean, what could I tell you? I there's really no words that can make the pain or make the memory or anything go away. But know this, like I said, in my good deeds, I always think of your son.
Now we're going to be headed to the streets. Um, we're going to be going to his childhood home and also to the place where this murder occurred and this loss of life occurred. Thank you. This is Barrio Driven. So right now, we're on our way to Casper's childhood home. We see your barrio is very well alive and active.
Yeah.
You know, your barrio is one of the oldest and I mean, very well respected barrio, man. Your barrio, when was your barrio founded?
The year was 49.
49.
Yeah. It was founded. The heart of the neighborhood is actually Holmes and Florence.
Yeah.
So this is going to be where I lived at.
Right here.
This driveway right here.
Yes.
Yeah, right here. Like I said, all that stuff was in there.
Man,
I've lived in the front. My homeboy lived in the front too.
I want to try to get off, man. There's a car right behind us. Let me see if we can go back around. Let's go to the alley.
That's the elementary that I went to.
Right here?
Yeah, on that side.
On the corner?
Yeah, on 76th Place. I also had a homeboy that lived here that killed himself.
Really?
Yeah, he had a bad breakup with some
Someone?
girl, and yeah, he
Couldn't take it. Yeah.
yeah, he got messed up and decided to play Russian roulette and ended up
Man,
losing.
that's too bad. You know what? We hear a lot of that, you know, that where people will actually take their lives over a breakup, you know?
Yeah.
And that's a shame, man.
This is right here. Right there would have been the way I would jump over and come on this street to go visit the homeboy. That's right behind my house.
Right
Yeah, there's an alley right here.
Okay.
It's so compact now, man.
Let's
And
see if
this
we
this right here was the gambling house, and this was the whorehouse over here.
So this was a whorehouse right here.
Right there. So this is the driveway that I lived on. Okay, and the whorehouse was right there.
Let's see if we can get off real quick. I don't know how. Oh, man, we can't even get off. Man, look at
Well,
the
do you know what?
sun.
There's a store. The store that used to be a liquor store.
Yeah.
You could probably park in their parking lot real
Oh,
quick.
looks like they're stopping real quick. So, let's see if we can get off real quick.
You sure you want to get off? Oh yeah.
You're like, you sure you want to get off? Yeah, let's get off. So we're gonna try to do this real quick, familia, because the streets are compact, real tiny. Right here, you're saying that this was a whorehouse, right?
Right here.
Right
That was a
over
whorehouse. Right on that side.
there. I might have to move the car.
Right here on that side. Go on that gate. That used to be the gambling house. As a kid, like I said, we would play out here and we would see the fights.
Really?
I seen a couple of people get hit with a bottle. Believe me, when you were a kid and you see it on TV and you see somebody get hit, it was nothing like real life. You seen these people bleeding. As I said, I used to live in the back. You see the address, 1120?
Yeah.
It's the house in the back. I also lived here, but my homeboy used to live there before. I ended up living here with my wife for 2 years. And then as you see the stairs right there, there used to be a door right there.
So anyway, right now we're at Victor's childhood home, and just as he's sharing some of the memories.
Well,
As we said, it's kind of tough because the street is really, really small. So you said this was where you lived,
yeah.
and we don't want to, because we see that there's people inside the house. They're kind of like looking at us, so we don't want to stay out here too long.
Yeah.
You know, give them a little respect. You know,
Yeah, of course, of course.
we'll definitely blot out the address. Hey, how you?
No. Estamos grabando. Yeah.
And I'm sorry. So we won't get too much of his childhood home because they're like people that are living there now, and they're
You don't want to invade their privacy.
yeah. We're trying to be respectful. So okay. So anyway, sorry. We've been getting hit after one distraction after another. We had the people coming out. We had this gentleman playing his music, so it was kind of like and but everybody's complying. So we don't want to be disrespectful to the community. You know, at Barrio Driven, we want to give the most respect to each and everybody. You know what I'm saying? We know that this is their home. You know, and so we'll try to get through this segment and head to our next location. So let me ask you a question: How many women were actually selling themselves out of this house back in the day, do you think?
Well, you know what? I didn't even know it was a whorehouse at first. It was after a while that, you know what, everybody, all the rest of the kids started telling me it's a whorehouse. And there was, like I said, one of the girls that worked there, she would always give me money. This is when you were able to go buy cigarettes for them and beer. Just got a note, or you tell them it's for so-and-so.
Yeah.
Well, one of the girls that was working there, I ended up dead in that alley that we just came by.
Really?
They found her. One of the other kids found her. They had a mattress over her, and I don't know whatever happened, but
Wow.
they said that she OD'd. I don't know.
And then they just threw her there.
She was naked when we found her.
Wow.
We
So you
just
guys
seen
found her?
Well, we didn't find her. I mean, somebody else found her, one of the other kids. It was a couple of days before they picked her up. But
So she was out there for a few days.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Well, I don't know if that's a...
No, it's so cool. No,
And like I said, you know what? It was normal, I guess. I mean, we were 8 years old, 9 years old. But you know what? It made me realize something that, you know what? Even though she was who she was always real cool to me. She always like pinched my cheek and you're so cute and all this. Like I said, the store used to be a liquor store. As a matter of fact, one of the African American guys that was cool with us, he ran the liquor store.
Wow.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, she was a person just like
That's
any
it.
of us.
You know what?
Just like any of us.
She was. You know, she did what she did, but it didn't make her any less than a person.
You know, exactly. And you said over here was the gambling house.
The gambling house is right here.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, right here, right in front of. Okay, see what this is? Two houses. Okay. There's one right here, and then there's one right next door. Okay. Well, that one was the gambling house. That was the bookie house.
Really?
And yeah, you would see fights, and like I said, you hear them arguing sometimes, and then you see, like I said, I seen a couple of dudes get their heads cracked with bottles.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, one day, this one guy came out and shot this other guy in front of us, and it was kept hush hush, you know.
And how old were you when you saw this?
I was about 11.
11 years old.
Yeah. Me and my homie, we were gonna go play video games at the liquor store. As we're walking out, bam.
Was that the first person that you had seen shot at that? I guess so.
Well, yeah. That was the first one. I mean, you heard gunfire at here and there, but that was the first time I ever seen somebody get shot. And like I said, it wasn't like the movies that you see the guy get shot and I'm gonna die. No, this dude got hit in the back and fell head first and started convulsing. And we were like, oh crap.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow.
But
wow.
This is what I grew up around. So then, like I said, there was two other guys that I used to do runs for. And I think I told you that I believe that I was moving dope for them. Yeah. I didn't know at the time. I was a kid. But they would give me money. Hey, go get the bag out of the car. Okay, good. Yeah. I didn't know any better, you know.
You just did what you were told.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Hey, they were my friends. Or at least I thought they were my friends. They were using me, but...
Yeah. Right now we're going to head over to the scene of where this young man lost his life. So we're going to be headed over there now. Stay tuned. This is Barrio Driven, right here with Casper. So right now we're headed to, you want to put your seatbelt on? Right now we're headed to the area of where this young man lost his life, tragically lost his life. What is this ahead of us right here?
This is all the school. None of this existed when this was all apartments, streets, and everything. This is all new. This is all new. Go to the stop line and make a right.
What is this? Is this like a trade school? What is this?
Well, I'm not sure. I know it's a school, but I'm not sure if it's a high school or some kind of a training facility. I'm not sure, but I know it is some kind of school.
Kind of school.
Yeah.
And
this right here, this is what would have been at that time Playboys, 55th Bunch, which at the time Playboys was cooperating with what was going on.
This is still Playboys, right?
Yeah.
We see Playboys tagging up straight ahead of us.
Yep. Say South Park.
Yeah.
This park changed. It wasn't nothing like this when the shooting took place. And
what has changed from?
Well, the soccer field the ponds, the basketball courts that are built over here by where the shooting actually happened. The driveway is still there where the shooting happened. That's where I just parked my car, and you'll see right now that all of that was new. All of this. This is the maintenance building right there. The white gate.
Yeah.
See that white gate right there?
Yeah.
That's where the shooting happened.
Right here at this white gate.
Right here. They said that the victim one fell in front right there on the sidewalk.
Let's get off right here. Let's see if we can park somewhere.
There's a parking there, but there's parking right here.
Is that a parking or is that a driveway?
No, it's a parking right here.
Okay, so right now we just got to the area where this gentleman lost his life, and sadly he died right in front of this park right here. Then, so they were just hanging out right there, huh?
Yeah.
Let's walk over there too. Exactly.
So
And let's try not to get hit by the car. What you guys, I almost just did. Victor could tell you, man. I almost hit me. Yeah, I know. Thank you for telling me. They're like, hey, dear Lord, man.
The homicide occurred sometime between 7:15 and 7:30. That's what the report said.
Yeah.
It was actually multiple victims. They were there at the scene. There
Okay.
was other fellow gang members that belonged to the same neighborhood that the guy that passed away.
Yes.
The crime happened when a car pulled up to them as they were sitting there drinking beer, and they got fired on. They said they heard 5 to 6 shots. People ran into the park. There was a guy that was sitting on top of a Cadillac. He said he fell over. After the car pulled off, one of their homeboys was hitting the corner and supposedly chased the car. If you turn around, this is exactly where it happened.
Right here.
The building you see right there in front is a maintenance building. They used to drive the truck in with the trash and pick up the rest of the bags and take them out. If you see the other background right now, there's a swimming pool. All of that is freshly built. In the 30 years that I was gone, they changed the park around. It's not the same. The driveway, of course, is. As I said, they said the guys were kicking it here. The car pulled up on the street, stopped. Passenger pulled out a gun and opened fire. As I said, you know what? It makes no difference that I can say that I didn't do it. I was convicted of it. I went and did 30 years for it. And no matter how I see it or how I want to narrate it, it's done. Sad part is, like I said, this man lost his life. Whoever's watching this, I hope you guys come to understand the most important thing, and that's your choices. My choices were made. My choices led me to prison. My choices led me to be the person that I am today. But that was only because I finally discovered something bigger than me. What you do with your life, of course, it's going to have repercussions on whoever's around you. Just like it did with my family. It did by my kids, lost my mother, my daughter. I lost a lot of things in those 30 years. I hope that you understand that you have the choice to make the right call. Like I said, do you need a higher power? If you need it, believe me, it's there. You just don't know it. You just need to surrender yourself to that higher power. If it's not a higher power, then you know what? If you want to make it a higher power, the poverty that maybe you find yourself in or the bad lifestyle that you're living, then you know what? that's your choice. As far as I'm concerned, you know what? I'm I'm doing. Okay, I'm not trying. Like I said, I'm doing my very best to discourage other people from following my footsteps. I hope that you know what this this interview helps you. And if it doesn't, ask questions, bro. Ask questions, because believe me, if you see me on the street and you ask me a question and I can help you, I'm going to help you. Point blank.
So right now, where you're standing at is in enemy territory. Um, could you ever picture the day that you would have actually been standing here at peace,
No,
not even really worrying about something's going to happen, any kind of repercussion?
no. To
And
me,
you're sitting here in the park, you're seeing people are playing ball, they're enjoying themselves. Did you ever think that you would see that day?
no. Today, we say enemy territory. It's not. They're not my enemies. I don't know these people.
That's
I don't
right.
know these guys.
Yeah,
Just like they don't know me. They don't know if I'm a father. They don't know if I'm, if I'm a grandfather. They don't know if, I'm a husband.
yeah.
All they know is that I'm standing here. I'm not here saying, hey, you know what, I'm a, a kipara, whatever, whatever. And they're not here telling me anything. But if the time came where they came and they asked me, I would tell them that I ain't nowhere. Today, the only thing that I represent is me, a human, somebody that cares about the next person. Um, I couldn't do that. Like I said, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, I couldn't do that. I would be here most likely trying to find out if any of these guys were my enemies, because they were my enemies just because they lived at this park or they hang around at this park, just like I was his enemies because I hung around at my park or in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
The best thing you could do is try to be the best version of what God made you. Man, human being, woman, mother, whatever it is that you are struggling to be, that's what you got to do.
Well, well, thank you. Um, Thank you guys for watching this episode of Barrio Driven. I'm Vince Romo. This is Victor Mendez, formerly known as Casper. And stay blessed, gente. This is Barrio Driven. So we just got back. How did it feel seeing your childhood home?
Uh, well, number one, I mean, it doesn't look like anything that it looked like back then. Um, my friend, who ended up also being my homeboy, lived in the front house that you see on the left hand side. I lived in the back. If you look across the street, that used to be the whorehouse. And if you looked at the second house from the front of where I used to live at, that used to be the gambling house. There is there is so many memories there, good memories. This is I say this because, like I said, when we used to fight with the African American little kids, we also played with them. We didn't have the whole you're black, you're Mexican. The whole community looked out for us. Um, we had down the street we had Grandma Jones. She told me she taught all of us what that N word really meant. Ignorant. I don't use it because that's exactly what it is. This street, like I said, even with all the chaos that at times would happen, and believe me, because of the gambling and because of the whorehouse, we see fights, we see stabbings, we see people getting hit with bottles. I got to see the first person that ever gets shot right there in that driveway. Um, but I also remember playing stickball, playing stickball on the middle of the street during the summers. I mean, I remember going to Roosevelt Park to go swimming. I mean, it was a community. It was a different time. Never did any of us believe that at one time we were split up. And some of the kids that I played with and that I knew ended up being Crips, and at one time were enemies. We ended up joining, Florencia.
When
It
we were
is
when we were there, did you have any flashbacks of like, did you have seen your mom in the kitchen, maybe cooking some comida? Did any of those like when we were out there?
well, like I said, we were only able to see it from the outside. Like I said, it's
Yeah.
changed a lot. But as far as that, I remember, I remember because I fell and she was like all worried. We were putting Christmas lights around the edge of me, my dad, and my other brother. We were putting Christmas lights on the edge of the thing, and me messing around. I, I don't know how the hell I lost balance and I tumbled. And you know what? Like I said, my higher power is always there
Hmm.
because I came down and I hit the car. Had I hit maybe the floor, I would have been assed out. But I hit the car. I hit the car with my butt, and then I seesawed back to the floor again. At the time, I was like, "Oh, I got lucky. Wasn't luck."
Yeah.
Um,
Now,
that's a good time to with my mom.
now, when you took us to the sign, to this not to the sign to the spot where this individual
Lost
who
his
who
life.
lost his life, what and I know you shared a lot when we were out there, a lot of how you were feeling, but now that we're back in the studio, um, what uh, what did you think?
So, so like I said, because I know the area, I was no stranger to where they used to hang out right there. It wasn't the first time that I ever drove down there and did things, that, chased them or just got into fights with them or whatever. When I sit there and I think the way they said that he passed away, they said that after the shooting, everybody got, hey, everybody started, it's anybody. Hey, is everybody all right? Everybody all right? And that's when they said that John grabbed his grabbed his chest and said, "Hey man, I think I'm hit." And he started to spit up blood, and he started to wobble, and then he fell on the sidewalk. There was a pedestrian that was across the street that had seen the shooting. He ran across, started performing CPR. They said that he was spitting up blood everywhere. They said the female officers came. They called the ambulance. The ambulance was there within 10 minutes. I just can't. I know from experience how it was when somebody from our side got hit, and your mother knows. Everybody, somebody will run and tell your mom, and the mom's coming, and now I can only imagine what she was like going through. I mean, that's her son. That's somebody's somebody's son that she knew was dying or was maybe already dead, or maybe she got the news when he was on his way to the hospital. It makes no difference. Just thinking of the pain that she's feeling, the not understanding why her son is something that today I tell people, you know what? That's what you're risking. That is where your life is going to end. You're either going to end up 6 feet under, or you're going to end up being buried alive like I was for 30 years. I use the term buried alive because that's exactly what it is. Your your life is going to stop out here, and the only life you're going to have is in there. So you're buried alive. You're going to miss all the birthdays, the good times they're going to have, the bad times that they're going to have. So they're going to miss you, but at the same time, they can't do nothing about you. You know what? It's a sad thing that unfortunately I put somebody through and they believe that I did this. And in a way, like I've said, I am guilty of it because I promoted that life. I encouraged it. I pushed for it. Whether it was my neighborhood, somebody else's neighborhood, didn't make a difference. If you were an enemy, you were an enemy. But in reality, he wasn't nobody. He was just a person that was there and didn't deserve to die. Die for what? A street name? A corner? I didn't even know the guy. He probably didn't even know he was going to die at the hands of somebody that he didn't know.
Yeah. Wow. Victor, I want to thank you, Kernan, from the bottom of my heart for sharing your story. You know, you've been through a lot in your life. You know, um, I am, there was one thing that, as hearing your story, I am grateful that you had a fairly decent, you know, well, you had a good relationship with your mom and, you know, and a good relationship with your father, you know. And that's one thing that I would say that I'm grateful that to God, you know, that you had at least that because you've been through a lot, Kanan,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you can clearly feel the remorse and the regret that you do have from a lot of choices that you've made. And you know what? I definitely know that however long that you have left on this earth, which we pray that's still a long time, that definitely God will use you for the good.
Well, as I said, you know what? That's what I'm hoping today. Um, I'm not here to tell you to, believe in my higher power if that's not what you want to believe in. It works for me. Those choices today that I make them because of him. But that's just me. If you're sitting there today and you're watching this and you want a different higher power, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. As long as it's going to help you make the choice not to go out and hurt someone else. And most importantly, hurt yourself and hurt your family. Because you know what? At the end, that's who ends up getting hurt. That's who ends up being the people that we hurt the most. Choices. The choice is yours. I made wrong choices. Today, I don't. I don't try. Don't ever say you try. Do. Because I guarantee you, if you do, just like you do when you go out there and you want to go kick it with the homies, you find a way to go kick it with the homies. When you want to get high or you want to get something, you find a way to do it. Well, today I do the same. I do the same to try to help someone. Like I said, they're not just my good deeds, they're my victims. Not just the victim that lost his life, all the victims that I created. Because you are creating other victims. So please think about your family before you make some of those choices.
Thank you, Kernan. Hey, God bless you. We
Thank you, bro.
appreciate you. Thank you for coming on Barrio Driven.
Thank you. Pleasure.
We'll see you soon, familia. This is Barrio Driven.